Hit record.
Okay. All right. So, when I joined, I'd never heard of It Works really besides from my friend Bonnie. Like my husband at that time was in the Marine Corps. We were living in California and we had a 3-month-old son. And I was staying home with him. Like I'm a registered nurse. So I certainly could have gone to work and, helped with the bills that way, but I did not want to send my son to daycare or a babysitter. Like the thought of doing that, like just made me sick. It made me so upset. I just did not want to do that, especially living somewhere where we didn't know anybody. It would have been a complete stranger. So but we were living paycheck to paycheck, barely getting by, like I remember grocery shopping at the Dollar Tree. I remember using swim diapers as regular diapers because that's all we had at the time to use. And if you guys have ever used a swim diaper, you know that's not really like a real diaper. But I had to do something. My husband told me you have to make some money somehow. So I saw my friend posting about these wraps, and I knew we went to nursing school together, and I was like, you know what? If she's doing this, it's got to be legit. We're nurses. We make good money. Like, she wouldn't be doing this if it was a waste of time. So I went into it completely clueless, you guys. Like, I never tried any of the products before I started. So if you're new and never tried them, if you have anyone on your team that's new and never tried the products, that is not an excuse as to why you cannot be successful, because I did not use any of the products myself. I didn't even know like what we had. Like I only saw her talking about the wraps. Like I didn't even know what we had until we got my kit and I saw the catalog and I was like, holy cow, like there's a ton of stuff in here. But also I'd never done anything like this before. So if you are feeling that way too, I could totally relate to that as well. I was so clueless, but what I did know was that Bonnie was successful and I was going to do whatever she told me to do. And that is seriously how I have gotten to where I am. So if you're new or maybe you're kind of just getting going, like just listen to your enroller, listen to your upline. Like that is what I did. I like literally did everything that Bonnie told me to do. Like I always joke and say if she would have told me to lick peanut butter off the sidewalk because it was going to help my business, I would have done it. Like that's really like the point I was at. Because I trusted her and I knew at that time she was almost double diamond. Like she obviously knew what she was doing. So I didn't care how crazy she seemed.
Why am I not?
I didn't care, what anybody thought. I just went. But I remember, my family didn't support me. Like my friends, they all thought I was crazy. My husband thought it was a scam. He thought I was going to waste my time, waste my money. Like I literally do not know why he gave me the $99 to start, because he was like the biggest hater on the planet. But I used that as my motivation and I just said, whatever, like I'm going to prove you wrong. Cause I was like, I'm not even going to let him be right and just say he was right. But like, that's how simple it was, you guys. I literally just did what Bonnie said. And the biggest thing for you guys, if you're new or if you have new people and you're trying to help, you got to be posting. Posting on social media is so important, not only throughout your business, but especially in the beginning. It is so critical because you have to let people know like what you're doing. If you're not talking about your business, people aren't going to ask you. Like I always think it's so funny. Someone will come to me and be like, okay, I've been doing this for 2 weeks and no one's interested. And I'll go to their Facebook page and they literally put up one post and said, I'm now with It Works. I'm so excited. Let me know if you have questions. And I'm like, why would you expect anybody to ask you questions? Like they probably didn't even see that post. And even if they did, a lot of people think whenever they hear It Works, they think all we have is the wraps. They have no idea all the products that we have. So that's our job, is to show them what products we have and also, more importantly, what they can do. Because those results picture, you guys, are gold. And that is what's going to get people asking you questions and they're going to get in your inbox. Like that with my new distributors, every day I'm sending them at least one post about It Works to post every single day. And now, like, it's been a few weeks, but you know what? Now they're all starting to get people asking questions. They've had a few weeks where people are seeing them consistently talking about this. And people are wanting to know, okay, like, how can I look like that? So you got to be posting. It's so important in the very beginning. Let's see. I'm kind of looking. So, and like I always like to do the before and after pictures. I think those are huge. Just because people can be like, oh my gosh, like that looks like me now, like, and I want to look like that. But when we say to be posting on Facebook, we don't mean like blow it up with It Works. Like you don't want people to be like, holy cow, we never saw Wendy before and now we see her about 25 times a day and all she's talking about is It Works. You want them to, you just want them to see it's still you. You're still posting the same things. If you post about gardening or baking or whatever before, you can still do that, but you just add in your It Works post. So you don't want to look like an It Works robot. You don't want to look like you've been hacked by an It Works I don't know, hacker, whatever you want to say. But, I always say, like, I try to post once in the morning and once in the evening about It Works, because I feel like those are prime time where people are going to be messing around on their phones and things like that. And then throughout the day, I try to add in, like, pictures of my kids or, like, a funny meme or just an interactive post, just anything else, just normal stuff that I would usually do. So just know that. But you've got to be consistent every single day, you guys. Like, I always think about, say you go to work and you're passing a billboard every single day, and it's McDonald's and they have their new milkshake up there, and you drive past it, and at first you're not paying attention, but you keep seeing it every single day, and then you keep noticing it, and then finally you're like, you know what? I have to go try that. Like, I want to try that stupid milkshake. That's the same way with us. Like, the more they're seeing our stuff every single day, it's only a matter of time before they're going to be like, okay, like, I want to try this. So that's why it's so important to be consistent. Another thing, like, I hear people say in the beginning is, no one's liking or commenting on my stuff. I can't do this. No one's interested. That is, like, the biggest misconception ever. Like, ever. And it's the biggest, like, I feel like the big thing that gets in everybody's head, you guys. Like, 90% of the customers and distributors that I have never liked or commented on a single post of mine. They were just secretly watching me and messaged me out of nowhere. So right now, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, every time I put up an It Works post, seriously, nobody likes it. Like, my friends aren't interested. I'm just not going to post. You're crazy. Like, letting that affect your business is going to be the stupidest thing ever, because I'm telling you, the people are watching. I have people that are messaging me now that have watched me for 4 years, and I had no clue because they've never liked or commented. I had people signing up on this $9.99 deal as distributors, and I didn't even know that they knew I was a distributor because they've never liked my stuff ever. Like, not even pictures of my kids. So just remember that. Like, people are watching you. For whatever reason, they just don't want people to know that they're interested. So just don't let that get to you. And something I do, if I feel like, oh gosh, I only got 3 likes on that post. Like, does anybody know I am alive? Like, I'll post a funny meme or a picture of my kids, because then you're going to see all those people liking that. And I get excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, look at all the people that just like this picture, because I know that even though they're not liking my It Works post, but they're liking ones of my kids, they're still seeing my It Works post. So just remember that. So if you kind of are feeling like, oh, no one's liking my stuff, put up something like that. Like, I did a post the other night and people are still commenting on it. And it was like, your rapper name is whatever you ate last with the word Lil in front of it. Oh my gosh. Like, I got so many comments, and from people that, like, literally never comment on my stuff. But that gets me excited because I'm like, okay, they really are seeing my stuff. So just do posts like that sometimes, like fun ones. It doesn't have to be like serious. Like, people like stuff like that. And let's be real, we need a little humor in the world. So don't be afraid to do things like that, and just know that people really are watching you. It's really important that, yeah, Tanya, it's a good one. I like it. I just think it's cool. And it's funny to read what people's little names are. Sometimes they're good. But, just be you too. Like, it's good to look at other people, like, go to my page, go to Jen's, your upline, and, really get ideas from them. But you don't want to change who you are. I know, like, Tiffany Her, like, she's amazing, and I love the way she posts. But let's be real. Like, if I post the stuff that she does, people are going to be like, okay, what the heck is wrong with you? Because that is not your life. Like, and that's not me, but I can gather inspiration. So just make sure, like, you're not posting things that you wouldn't usually post, or you're saying things like, even if I copy a post from somebody, I always make sure I read it, because some people will say y'all. Well, I don't say y'all, I say you all. And I know if I posted it saying y'all, people are going to be like, since when did she start saying that? You know what I mean? Like, I still want to be me. Like, I don't ever, and like, if someone's like, oh, I'm looking for 5 babes that want to try hair, skin, and nails, I don't say babes. Like, that's not my thing. Like, I'll say girls, friends, so just make sure you're still being you. Like, you don't want people to read your stuff and be like, since when does she talk like that? You just want to be you. Like, people are going to want to be a part of this with you because of you. So just remember that. And just being excited every single day. I know some days are not as easy to be as excited, but It's so important. And one of the big things is be excited when you're talking to other people. Even if you have not signed up your first customer yet and someone you're friends with goes, "Oh, how's your business going?" Don't tell them that. Don't say, "Oh, well, I haven't signed up a customer yet. I'm not really sure how it's going." Be like, "Oh my gosh, it's going awesome. Like, I'm so excited. My team is so helpful. I'm so excited to try these products," because you never know who is watching and who is listening. Because it's not always about who you know, but it's also who other people know. So you just, and you want to think like, say your friend is like, "Hey, how's your business going?" You're like, "Ugh, it sucks." Well, she could know like 5 people who are looking for a networks distributor. They want to be distributors. And she might be like, "Well, I talked to my friend Stefanie and she said that her business isn't going so well and it sucks." That might be like, "Oh, well, okay." But if you're like, "Oh my gosh, it's awesome. I'm so excited." Like, she's going to be like, "Man, my friend Stefanie, all she's got is good things to say." And they might say, "Hey, like, let's have a party or let's get, in touch with her." One of my newest distributors who's like a total rock star, Mandy Bennett Gilliams, I know you guys probably see her on the page.
Mm-hmm.
She's been doing it for a little over 3 months. Her and I did not know each other before she joined. My husband's uncle's neighbor does her hair. And she was talking to her hairstylist about being sick of going to work. And she was like, "You need to contact this girl about It Works." I had no idea. But my husband's uncle, who would be the last person in the world that I would think would even pay attention to stuff I say, um, he's the one that told her, his neighbor. So just remember that. Like, you never know who is listening and where there's potentials. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always about the people that you know, but it's sometimes who other people know. Make sure you're always, your why. You've got to remember your why. If you don't have it written somewhere, a picture of it somewhere that you see it every day, you need to get that because that is going to be your driving force. I had a few girls a few months ago that were like super discouraged. They just didn't know if they could do this. And, I told them, I was like, "Okay, well, what's your why?" And she told me it was her daughter. And I said, "Then you need to, how are you going to feel if you have to look at your daughter and tell her that you're going to have to take her to daycare because you couldn't do this? Because you couldn't try anymore and you're ready to give up." And she was like, "You know what? I cannot do that." Like, she was like, "I'm crying even thinking about it." And it's like, you guys have to remember why you did this in the first place, because I'm pretty sure it's still important to you. And imagine if you had to say that to them, or you had to, give up that thing you are working hard for. Just remember, that's going to be your motivator. And like I said, my husband in the beginning, when he was my hater, I was like letting that motivate me. Because I thought there is no way in heck I'm going to freaking go back to work and I'm going to be making this clown eat his words. And you know what? He does, and he's my biggest supporter now. And he like apologized, and it's all good now. But I was letting that be my motivation. And as far as like your team, you have to like, no one can motivate you. You can't motivate anyone. You can only inspire people. We can't want this more than you do. Like, you're going to follow the leaders, you're going to get tips, and you're going to get advice. But at the end of the day, you have to take action yourself. We can only do so much. I can only do so much when I'm giving you tips and things on a Zoom, when we're doing a power hour, and I'm telling you to do tasks and you're not doing them. That's on you. If you want to be successful, you've got to take action. You've got to get serious and say, "I'm going to do it no matter how freaking nuts I think she is." And just like a few things Stefanie wanted me to talk about, sealing the deal. It's really simple now that I think about it. I certainly didn't feel this way a long time ago. But the big thing I feel like is you just got to be excited and you've got to be confident. And if you're talking to, and keep it simple. Like, I'm talking to so many of my new girls now, and they'll send me a message and I'll be like, "Oh my God," like, "you said what?" Which I know I did the same thing. Like, I look back at some of my messages and I'm like, the fact that I signed up anyone is like astonishing to me, because I would like send paragraphs. So I don't even know, like, if I can do this, trust me, anybody can. But we all do it. We all are new in the beginning. We figure it out, but that's why, we're here now as the leaders to tell you guys, just keep it simple. Like, when someone asks you what the wraps are, just tell them what they do. Super short and simple. Don't have to go into the price. You don't have to go into a loyal customer. Like, when they say, "How much is it?" I always just say, "Oh, it's as much as a loyal customer." That's it. I let them say, "Okay, what's a loyal customer?" Then I tell them what a loyal customer is. And then they're like, "Okay, how can I get it? I can place the order for you. If you want, I can send you my website. Are you ready to go?" Super simple. Like, but I'm excited. I'm assertive. If they tell me they have to wait for payday, awesome. No worries. What day do you get paid? I'm going to put it in my planner and save you a spot. Easy as that. And at first I thought, okay, that's weird. Like, they're going to be like, "Okay, stalker, like, you're not going to need to know when I get paid." But people tell you it's not weird to them unless you make it weird. So just remember that. But you got to be excited. You got to be, you know, just assertive. If they're like, oh, yeah, I'm interested. Okay, awesome. Let's get your order going. Don't wait for them to say, like, okay, let's order. Don't say, okay, let me know. Just say it. Let's do it right now. And then they can say, well, I got to wait or whatever. But just be excited. And, you know, whenever they ask you, oh, what's a cleanse? Oh, my gosh, it's amazing. This is what it does. Super, you know, just talk excited or be like, oh, my gosh, everybody loves it. You know, be excited about it. Be excited for them. Oh, my gosh, I can't wait for you to try it, like, after they order. Like, I can't wait for you to get it. You're going to love it. Let's see, like, and, like, if you're new, I feel like I really hit those, you know, the things on being new, just soaking up every piece of information you can. Because like I said, I remember being new. I remember signing up and thinking, what the heck did I just do? Because I literally am clueless at this point. But, you know, just follow what we tell you to do. Like the advice, we're literally going to hold your hand. And don't be afraid to ask questions. That's something it drives me crazy. Like my new distributors will be like, oh, I messaged this and I sent this. And I'm like, you can ask me. Like, I'll tell you what to say. Like, we don't expect you guys to know everything. You know, we want you to ask questions. That's why we're here. Like, we want to help you be successful. So don't ever feel like you can't ask questions. It was funny because last night I did a Zoom with a few girls and they were diamond and double diamond and we were talking about that. And I was like, there are some people on the Zoom that still ask me questions, you know? So at no point will you ever, I feel like, get somewhere where you won't ask questions. I still message my upline and ask them questions. Oh, I see people hopping on now. Hey, Tracy, I'm just wrapping up another Zoom, but you can stay on here. I forgot people are going to be getting on for the power hour in a minute.
So we can just stay on this for the power hour?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome.
But I'll just stop the recording in a second and then we can start. But, yeah, I mean, those are like the biggest things I had to share. Like, I don't know. I hope it was helpful. Do you guys have any questions or anything? Any input you want to give?
I just want to say something to, I guess, everybody, that I'm solely not good at these Zoom things, but I just wanted to stress the importance of when you're posting, you're not annoying people. You're not bothering them. You're not annoying them. And if someone has something negative to say, everybody has an opinion. Everybody's going to have an opinion, and that's okay. They don't have to support you. But if they don't support you, then you don't need them on your newsfeed anyway. They're not paying your bills. They're not living your dream. So you really have to kind of put your blinders onto that and stop like doubting yourself just because you're worried about how somebody else is going to feel, because that somebody else is not going to put food on your kid's table or a roof over your head or clothes on your back or any of that. So I know that we've been getting some of my girls kind of coming back with their new distributors saying, oh, I don't want to do this because I don't want to annoy people. Well, you're not annoying people. You're sharing something that you love and you're sharing something that could help them. And that's important. So don't pay attention to the people that are going to not support you, because there's going to be so many more people that are going to support you. And just remember that those people that have something negative to say, they're not the ones paying for the things that you need paid for, anything like that. Just remember that because
and you're not
scary at first.
Well, the thing is, you're not being annoying because realistically, most people aren't seeing every single one of your It Works posts.
Exactly.
And whenever someone says like you're being annoying, like, oh my God, these It Works people are annoying, you have to think about, they're not talking about you. They're probably friends with tons of It Works people and they just happen to see a bunch of different people's posts. So that's why they're saying it. So it's not directed at you, but like one last thing I'll share, and like I know people are hopping on, that's fine. But whenever I wasn't even new. I was like a year into the business. I was going diamond. I got a $10,000 bonus. And I remember my dad posted something on Facebook and was like, oh my gosh, if I have to see one more thing about these rats. Well, you know what? I deleted my dad on Facebook as soon as he posted
I just deleted my cousin. So
yeah. So, you know, and he was still my dad. He was like shocked that I did that. But I was like, you know what? Like, you're not going to talk crap on my business. Like, we have a lot of my friends are friends with you. Like, you're not going to talk crap on my business. You didn't want to see it, so I took care of it. But I was at the point, I was like, you look dumb because I just got a $10,000 bonus. Like, how are you going to talk? And really, he was like, well, I was kind of joking. But I'm like, I can't play like that.
Yeah, it's not funny.
At the end of the day, like, I wasn't even going to let my dad, like, get in my way. Like, I did not care. So if you have someone that's really getting under your skin with their posts or their negative comments, unless you have some sort of like debt to them, unfriend them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to keep them on your friend. If they're really your friend and they really cared about you, they're going to support you. I have some of my best friends that are not even my customers or distributors. And you know what? They never say nothing negative to me about it. They don't say anything great, but they're not saying anything negative. And I feel like that's what friends are supposed to do. Like, if you don't like it, you don't say anything rude. You just don't say anything at all. So, yeah, just remember, don't think you're annoying people, because honestly, that's annoying that you say.
No, it takes them nothing. It's called.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so excited we got to do that. I hope it was helpful. Like, if you guys have questions,
Absolutely.
you can certainly like ask me or anything in the chat. So I'm excited we got to do this. All right, so
Yes,
I'm going to
thank
stop
you
the
very much.
recording.